Hey everyone, welcome back to Ashes of Malmouth, the Grim Dawn expansion. I'm gonna go check on Devil's Crossing, because we didn't do this last time like I probably should have, and holy crap. So, yeah, this is the ethereal that attacked. It trashed, what was this guy's name? He's on this tombstone over here. Here lies Rook, Harmond, and Sedina. So, in this ethereal attack, Rook, Harmond, and our spirit guide all perished.
I am relieved. We were never...
You can ask about Malmouth here. She'll give you a tonic of reshaping. And this is how we redo our stats in this game. This is used for respecking our attributes. So for everyone that was kind of worried... Oh, I did do 1-to-1 with him. I might actually use this with this guy, because he should really be 2-to-1 physique spirit. Maybe I'll save it for later. So for everyone who's pining for attribute resets, this is the item that does it. I would assume it also drops out of Nemesis stashes. I haven't actually fought a lot of Nemesis. Nemesis enemies in the expansion, because at level 100, they are over level 100, and my level 100 character, he just doesn't have the armor to sustain against them. Also, here's a nice little Easter egg. GDX1, as in GDX Pack 1, not found. It's the devs just throwing a little joke at the players for all of their pining for the expansion. Back in the Gloomwald we go. I'm just heading south from that cave, and we're gonna go east. So like I said, the armor is the only really noticeable thing between, like, a level 100 character and... Oh, there is... Packla the turn... Oh, shit. Is this... No, I heard the sound of nullification, but it wasn't that. So I'll mention this now, because we're gonna probably run into one. Not this guy, though. There are enemies that have the arcane modifier in this game. You may be asking, what does that do? It's like burning, or frozen, or defender, or unstoppable. It's a special ability that heroic mobs will have, and it acts as nullification. It is nowhere near as bad as the Locksmere Night Mage's ability. Like I said, I don't remember the exact way around, but I'm assuming, because this is getting more jungly, we're going the right way. I've gone through the map a couple times. Yeah, we're in Ugdenbog. And it is, like, this is very confusing your first time through, because you basically follow the path and it goes all up and down, up and down, and up and down. But once you fill out this area, and I believe there's some down here and a little over here, it makes a bunch more sense. So yeah, this is the Coven down here. The first of our new allied factions. Some statuary.
Whatever it is you think you're doing here, interesting. If you seek a compromise, what you ask, I care not.
So this has been... I think we're going to start up here. This has been the main problem with the extra points. I don't exactly know where I want to put them with every character. I'm starting up here because of the bonus crit damage. After that, I have no clue where I'm putting points in the things with this guy. Yeah, so she gave us a tonic of clarity. Here is the Ugdenbog wares. I'm not actually going to look at any of that yet. The smuggler's right here. The spawn-in point is right here. And if you need your spirit guide, there's one right here.
What troubles you? Safe journey.
Over here is the illusionist. You're gonna end up talking to the matron here a bunch. Otherwise, this place is pretty much like every other town in the game. I totally forgot. I should have grabbed up, because I'm revered in with my other character. So off camera, I'll go and grab up a Coven and a Malmouth resistance writ. So we're on our way to Barrowhelm, and Barrowhelm is the option one. It's the option faction, like Anasteria was in the base game. Oh ho ho! Provided we don't get annoyed by crabs, let's go take a look at that. So the Mythic Reaper of the Accursed. It's Aether damage, converts elemental to Aether damage. You have Mirror Veractes, Will of the Crypt, +1 all Necromancer skills, +100 offensive ability to Call of the Grave, and you add 10% offensive ability to Mirror Veractes. You also get the Defy Death ability. Defy Death is an amazing ability. I always love getting it on items. To the point where, like, this guy's using the Mark of Divinity, even though he's not a Demolitionist. And I guess you could consider Tinker's Ingenuity a Defy Death ability. That's actually really good, and I think I'm going to put it on my Necromancer. So this is another new thing in the expansion. You'll see lines on items, especially mythic items, specifically mythic items, and things like monster infrequents from both the base game and the expansion, with these lines on them that basically enhance skills directly, but not through pluses, not through +1s, +2s, or +3s. So you look on Pakla's visage here, Pakla's visage, the helmet you get off of Pakla back there. You have this -8% bleeding resistance to Siphon Souls. That's a Necromancer ability. It's a Nova, and it would reduce bleeding resistance when it hits. So this thing gives +100 offensive ability to Call of the Grave. And if I recall correctly, that is the Necromancer ability that enhances your pets. Like, you activate it and you get a pet enhancement. And this would just give you 100 offensive ability while it's active. And then plus 10% offensive ability to Mirror Veractes. This means when Mirror is active, it would give you plus 10% offensive ability. Essentially turning Mirror Veractes into both a defensive and offensive ability. Really awesome. And I have some really, really good, really kind of crazy items that modify characters like this on specifically my sorcerer. It's one of my favorite things in the game. It's made like build diversity massive in this game. And I have some comments on the new classes specifically, which I know some people aren't going to like when I actually get to voicing that opinion. High five! I don't want to really share criticisms yet. Even though this video is probably coming out once the game's been released, I kind of want to hold back still on my more critiquey comments. I'm just going to talk about the game as information. Yeah, so in Ugdenbog especially, you want to search for like tree stumps. Because you'll get one of the new crafting items, which is Ugden Blooms. So like here. Oh, that wasn't a tree stump. That was a golem. Now you can freeze the leaf mains. Leaf main alphas, we actually want to stop and kill them. Even if we were rushing, I'd probably stop and kill them because there's a quest you get later on where you need the horns, and I think they can drop right now. So If they can't, then, well, we just killed some enemies and got experience for them. Now, Tonic of Clarities last a really long time. 3,600 seconds is quite substantial. So, the only kind of critiquey line I'll say here is I personally think the new item lines that are like that sort of change the way skills work or enhance skills directly without resorting to just pluses. That's probably the strongest part of the expansion. Second strongest are the two new areas. This area, especially its music, is awesome. We're just getting our asses kind of kicked right now because his character, his resistances are tricked out. He's just taking a lot of damage. So yeah, no flower there. Thanks, game. I wanted to prove you got the flowers off the stumps, but I guess we're not getting that. Oh, here's the statue of advertiser, of demonetization. Of losing advertisers. Oops. Yeah, I keep hitting Electras with these guys just out of force of habit. With the Moss Flingers and the Golems, I think it's just better to, when you're doing a spellcaster character, just kite them. They're really slow and easy to get away from. If you need to, you can pop mirror. I mean, we killed that hero just like that. You also get Ugdenblooms off of these guys. They're like Manticore eyes, but easier to get because there's an actual drop mechanic involved in it. Yeah, this area, especially the music, I think is my favorite new area, which is funny because I really love cities in these games. But we've already gotten, like, Port Valbury, to a lesser extent, Darkvale, so we kind of got cities already. So, with the addition of Malmouth, I mean, it's really cool, but, like, we already got the city, so it's just a different take on it. And I do think it's really awesome. I'd probably say it's number 3 on my list of favorite features out of the game. After the items, after Ugdenbog, is probably Malmouth. And I actually think, and I'm not the only one that thinks this, the classes are probably, the new masteries, the 2 new classes, they're probably the weakest part of the expansion. There wasn't much that could be done about that, because pretty much all the abilities were set in stone with what the classes were going to be. I think there was like one or two abilities in the Inquisitor tree that received substantial changes, but for the most part, all of the abilities were fixed. Yeah, we got a cold guy here. In case you're wondering, I think they retroactively made Ice Scorn here, the source of the Ice Scorn Talons. Oh, hey. Those Spellbreaker gloves that look like ice. So, the Death Guard Blade. It's cold acid, frostburn poison. Vitality damage is converted to acid damage with this. Attack and casting speed, skill cooldown reduction. Plus 3 to Bone Harvest. That's the Necromancer ability where they shoot out a cone of bones. Plus 1 to the Night Blade. You increase the meter range of Bone Harvest and increases crit damage. This is a Reaper weapon. Set bonuses are more acid, vitality, poison, and vitality decay damage. And you get some physical and bleeding resistance, plus 3 to Bone Harvest, plus 3 to Execution. You add acid damage to Bone Harvest, and you add poison damage to Bone Harvest. So this essentially makes the Nightblade a poison acid combo if you're using this particular set. And it's another option for a poison character. With this, you're going to end up using Bone Harvest a lot. It's pretty cool. Like I said, adding that much acid and poison damage onto an ability is really strong for focusing on that damage type. And this is sort of how a lot of the endgame sets go. There are sets that basically don't have like what Iskander's has with that Iskander's defense ability. They mostly work to make your skills better. Like I said, I really enjoy that. So here we have a Wendigo hero. He's corrupted, which we've all experienced before. Corrupted is Aether based, and they will put out those rings of Aether. And then they put out that ring of Aether when they die. High five! These are some more Wendigos. They are sort of a swarm enemy that just... There are a lot of them, and they'll try to surround you. It's kind of funny, in the playtest, everything was a swarm enemy in here, except, like, the plants. And I keep hitting Electra's Flash Freeze, like, out of a force of habit, even though it doesn't work on plants at all. There are a lot of enemies that Electra's doesn't work on in this game. Now. Like, there were a lot of enemies before, but they really upped the count on that. By the way, Ugdenbog is pretty much head straight north. Because here's that bridge to Coven's Refuge, and we mostly went north. There's a devotion shrine I'm going to look around for. That's kind of up here. But anyways, yeah. The only opinion I'll share for now, I think I might make a video on this just to talk about it. And I'm definitely going to talk about it on stream. Twitch.tv/WolfOverclocked. I'm definitely going to talk about the classes and how they stack up as class concepts while I stream. And we're going to go to Laria's den up here. Talk to her for a bit. It's kind of funny. She has these wards in here that'll temporarily reduce your health.
I don't know who you are.
She'll act all bitchy towards you. If you don't like it, join Barrowhelm. Hint, hint. Now, it's not to say the classes are bad, of course. It's just, in my opinion, they're... Compared to everything else in the X-Pack, I think the two new classes are probably the weakest aspect. And yes, I will be comparing the Necromancer to Diablo 3's Necromancer on stream. Boy, that's going to be fun. I've already had heated conversations in chats over my opinion on them. So, yeah, it's gonna be a real fun.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, the Venom Gaze Bile is one of the items we need for a quest later on. It's sort of like the Manticore poison glands. You can only pick up one. Crabs. I mean, there's some interesting class combos you can do. Interesting styles of play you can do with them, of course. Even weaker classes in other games are like that, right? There's still interesting stuff you can do with said class.
I can't do that yet.
Here are the witches we need to look for. It's like that set item we just picked up. It's like that does open up a build, right? For the Reaper. But that particular build probably wouldn't work. Well, it definitely wouldn't work like that with that combo. You do it as a cold combo. This just opens up the concept of doing it as a poison combo as well.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, we want the ancient ruins. That's what I'm looking for. So here are some wraiths. Another new enemy. They're ghosts, but they're different ghosts than what we've had before. They drop an item called a bound wraith, which is an offhand. Here's the shrine I was looking for. We get some normal ghosts here. I need to go make a radiant gem. Dun dun. Now, at this point in the expansion, it is a little on the... Wait, don't we have a thing we can pick up here? No, not yet. There is kind of an annoying thing in here with multiple towns having all your stuff in it. Like, you technically have to work off of... Well, that was a bit of a lag spike. You technically have to work off of 2 towns to get everything. So we need that molten skin. And that dense fjord. But, it gets better. You'll see. I mean, we only need 2 more devotion shrines, too, with this guy. This is just a very easy one you can pick up. So, we got the mythical Spirit Eater Bulwark. Just a straight upgrade to the Spirit Eater Bulwark. And what was the other thing we got? That. The Mark of Infernal Misery. That is a commando item. They pretty much put stuff in for all of the class combos, except the Sorcerer. I mean, I would just be missing a couple items for it, but definitely didn't feel like I got anything cool for my Sorcerer. Well, no. I got some cool stuff, but it's technically for the Mage Hunter. The Inquisitor Arcanist. So we got Ugdal here. He goes on about being an Arcavian spirit, and we all know what happens to Arcavian spirits. They can't be trusted. They're Arcavians. They had this coming. And apparently Urobaruk might have been up here, given that this guy mentions he's Arcavian, right? So, you know, Necromancer trapped him here. We all know who that is. So that's another new crafting item, Wendigo Spirit. I don't think there's like anything special down here aside from him. He does have a unique drop. We didn't get it, I think. But we did the two things we came here for. Wendigo spirits are more along the lines of manticore eyes. Excuse me. In that they're rarer and it annoys me. Luckily, we can combine together all of our crafting materials now, so it's far less painful to have manticore eyes in the game. I don't remember that lore piece. Yeah, Barrow Helm, it's kind of an interesting choice you end up making. That's one of those tree stumps that has the flowers in it. Or it turns into a monster. Yeah, we're right at the waypoint. So
That skill's not ready.
I'll go and grab it, but I think we're going to call the episode. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the expansion. Next up, we're going to go into Barrowhelm and make a decision that will affect our characters' factions.